Anyway, let's go back to Tama. Yeah, this poor kid stuck in a cat costume. Decide to grab. It doesn't really matter what we do here. Ask Cherry. Would you mind helping me pull the head off? Decide to ask Cherry. Sorry, would you mind helping me pull my... Ow! I feel a dull throbbing pain at the back of my head. Like I bumped my head somewhere, but I don't remember doing that recently. Cherry flashes me a curious look. What are you doing? She asks. I thought maybe I could at least get the head off. This ain't gonna work. That thing's attached to the body. I slump forward in defeat, face planting on the tabletop. No! Most folks would have noticed that when they put it on, you know. Well, I didn't. The boss helped me get into it is the thing. Well, don't let it get you down, Cherry says. Here, drink some of this. She pulls a bottle with a straw from her bag and pours some of the tea into it. In a fever of thirst, I jam the plastic straw through the mascot's costume's mouth. Thankfully, it reaches as far as my own. I suck for all I'm worth. I suck and I suck and I suck. My body rejoices as the moisture returns to it like rain coming to the desert. And thus I revive. Actually, it kind of does feel like I'm coming back to life. Oh, thank you so much. I'm never going to forget this as long as I live. With tears welling up in my eyes, I clutch Cherry's hands in my fuzzy mitts. Oh, hey, I'm not the kind of person to abandon someone in need, you know, she replies. An embarrassed grin crosses her face. How come you're carrying this bottle around with you anyway, I ask. Oh, that's because I make my own protein juice. In Japan, the word protein is frequently used to refer to a powdered health food supplement that contains vitamins and minerals as well as a protein component. It's dissolved in milk or another liquid to create a drink. A protein diet typically involves drinking a glass of this in place of a meal. Drinking it in place of tea would assuredly lead to weight gain. Protein juice? Never heard of it. I heard if you have protein juice for one of your 3 meals a day, you lose weight. So yeah, I kinda need to keep it. Given Cherry's sort of, well, chubby frame, I don't think the protein's been working so great for her. I've been trying all sorts of stuff, but right now protein is totally the best thing for my diet. This stuff, though... Cherry casts her eyes at the samples of burning hammer on the table. It's like, totally bogus. Huh? Bogus? That's a surprise. Well, yeah. Cherry says you gotta exercise if you want to burn body fat. Best way to burn fat is to engage in steady, low-intensity aerobic exercises. After roughly 20 minutes of such exercise, the body burns through its available blood sugar, and the brain sends signals to have fat brought into the bloodstream. This is how fat is burned. Anaerobic exercise, which leaves you panting and breathless, is not effective. She smacks herself on one flabby arm. I mean, there's no way you're gonna lose weight by taking in more calories. Huh? Didn't she just say she was drinking protein juice to lose weight? I keep that thought to myself. I mean, that'd be as ridiculous as all-you-can-eat Kobe beef, she adds. She shakes her head seriously. I'm not about using all-you-can-eat anything as an example in discussion about weight loss. But again, I keep the thought to myself. But hey, a job's a job, Cherry says after a moment, perking up again. They tell me to sell this junk, I'll sell it. The door flies open suddenly and a loud voice belts out. Hold it right there! It's Boss Man! You're not being beaten up by thugs because I rerouted them to the other side of the city. I whirl around in a panic to see an odd-looking man standing in the doorway. It's Junichi Yanagishita. He's the guy who hired us. I heard that, Cheery. Don't you go calling my product junk. That's disrespectful. It's also, this guy is the ultimate clairvoyant in another life. Cheery gave him an apologetic look. Whoops, sorry about that. You should be, but whatever. If you really have doubts, just have a try for yourself. Mr. Yanagishita pulls a bottle of burning hammer from his coat pocket. Now's not the time. The burning hammer. Sister products include Del Sweats, Cellulose, Better Sweater, Dom Pepperon, Power Burn Z, Mr. Thin, Negachow, and Super Negachow. Tag yourself. I'm Dom Pepperon. That's amazing. I love it. At first glance, it looks like some kind of energy supplement, but the cheapo label gives an immediate impression of sketchiness. Go on, says Yanagishita. Give it a go. Chiri reaches out to take it. But no sooner does she grab the bottle than Minister Yanagishita shouts out once more. Wait, hold on! What? Chiri squawks, what gives? You two, you're both good, stomach-wise. Stomach-wise? Yeah, drinking this stuff on an empty stomach can cause some pretty nasty problems. So just make sure you eat or drink something beforehand, doesn't matter what really. Wait, nasty problems? Yeah. Such as what? I ask. I'd rather not say. Nobody would buy it otherwise. Seriously? It's all good, I just had lunch. Chiri says. She flashes a carefree smile. Well, I haven't eaten yet. But on the other hand, I've been guzzling as much iced tea as I can to fill myself up. It's probably safe for me to try this stuff. No, don't drink it, you will die! I may as well drink it, in for a penny, in for a pound, and hey, maybe it'll help me lose some weight. No, better not drink the stuff, it's not even particularly appetizing, or wait, is that the stuff that gives you visions or something? Let's go for B. I better not drink this, it's not even particularly appetizing. Chiri twists off the cap. Chiri, no! You were my friend! I'm going to miss you. Bottoms up, she declares, and proceeds to noisily gulp her bottle down. It doesn't seem like she minds it. Maybe it's actually pretty tasty after all? Huh? Aren't you gonna have some too? Mr. Yanagishita flashes me a look. I guess I may as well try a little bit. I stick the bottle of burning hammer into my mascot head mouth. It has an unexpected smell, like curry. Ew! Getting my own lips around the mouth of the bottle, I gulp down the liquid inside. No! Huh? It doesn't taste like anything. A handful of seconds go by. What the heck? Oh no! It feels like a firecracker just exploded inside my mouth. Now it's spicy, way too spicy. It's like I just swallowed a chili pepper coated in curry powder. For I know it, I'm sweating bullets. Well, you sweating? Mr. Yanagishita asks. What is that face? Like a whole lot? You are, aren't you? Why does he sound so happy about that? That's right there's the magic of burning hammer at work. Chiri and I are at a loss for words. Burning hammer! Drink all you want to just burn those pounds away. How's that sound? Good, huh? This is just so stupid spicy it makes you sweat, Chiri blurts out. Blunt and to the point. I approve. Yeah? Well, I guess you're right, Yanagishita says. He hangs his head. What is in this stuff? I ask. I can still feel my tongue tingling. Heck, my body is almost too numb to move. I'm so shocked I even forget to get properly angry. Oh, so this health food product. It's this health food product that got imported from America a few years back, Yanagishita explains. But the import agent went out of business not long after and couldn't move the merch. So I brought up the whole lot. Everything they had in their storehouse. I spent all the money I had on it. Chiri arches an eyebrow. How much did it cost you? She asks. 1 million yen for 300 bottles. I can scarcely believe my ears. Hey Google, what's 1 million divided by 300?
The answer is approximately 3,333.33.
3,333 yen is... That's a lot. It's like 30 some odd, $33 a bottle-ish? My math is wrong somewhere. That's roughly 3,000... Oh man, you did the math for me. 3,333 yen a piece. No, that's about 33 bucks, I think. It's roughly... I mean, it used to be like 110 yen to the dollar. Anyway, I usually just divide it by 100. Each one of those teensy little bottles cost over 3,000 yen? You got ripped off, man, Cherry says. You really think so? Yeah, you're probably right. He hangs his head even more despondently. This is the sort of thing they sell in 100 yen shops or something. Ouch, Cherry moving in for the kill. 100 yen shops, really? Mr. Yamashita lets out the heaviest of sighs. Hey, there's the sigh. I'm starting to feel pretty bad for the guy, actually. Don't let it get you down, sir, I say, hoping to comfort him. But Mr. Yanagishita just lets out a sob-choked sigh. A deep breath emphatically exhaled, often a sign of disappointment, stress, or unrequited love. Also a way of expressing the anxiety brought on by massive debt. One has no money to give, only sighs. Right around now, Minoru Minakawa is in the company of someone inclined to sigh this way. Look, we can do the thing. Jump! We're back here learning about... So we had to go to Tama's story just so that we knew that sign meant that this man was horribly in debt. We'll come back to Tama soon. No, it's just... It's the scratch cards that were in 4-star general gossip. Oh no. Did you accidentally just make a whole bunch of winning ones? Like, did you just send winning ones to everybody? A type of lottery card featuring areas printed with a special silver ink. These silver inked areas can be scratched off with just a fingertip or coin to reveal potential winnings, providing a quick speed lotto fix. In order to prevent the symbols or letters underneath the silver from showing through, the back of the card is printed in black. Somehow, you always seem to lose when you've got your hopes up, but manage to win when you least expect it. That's where the problem is. And what is the problem? If you shine a light on the card from behind, oh, you can see where the winning symbols are. Whoa! I messed up things dealing with the printing company. All of this, he gestured vaguely, it's my fault, my responsibility. He proceeded to explain the situation in detail. Word was quick to leak on the internet that there was a way to find the winning symbols. And suddenly, thousands of card holders turned up en masse to collect. Heaven Publishing was hit with a massive financial liability and the employees rushed to flee a sinking ship. Before Toyama realized it, he was the only one left at the company and he was up against the deadline for next month's 4-star general gossip. If I have to drop next month's issue, I'll be stuck in debt even deeper. And if that happens, I'm finished. Toyama gave a dismal groan. So don't drop the issue, Minorikawa snapped. He pounded his fist right into the side of a cardboard box, but Toyama just shook his head weakly. I've been up for 3 days straight trying to fill the pages. It's not enough. I can't do the impossible. He dropped his gaze to the floor. Countless scratch cards lay scattered about. They'd probably been amidst the pile that had fallen off the desk earlier. Each card showed a neat row of 5 wind symbols. You can't know it's impossible if you don't see through. I'll never make it in time. The proof needs to be done by 8 o'clock this evening. The final stage before printing, when the copy or manuscript is checked for errors. Not sending corrected proofs to the printer before deadline can result in the book or magazine in question not making it to the shelves in time for release. Well then, Minorikawa thought to himself. He let out a sigh. He held his hand out to Hana. Hana? Would you mind giving me that hose? Hana gave her father a quick look, then handed the rubber hose to Minorikawa. This won't be necessary. He tossed the rubber hose into the trash and then jabbed his finger at Toyama. Show me the layout and the draft proposal for next month's issue. Toyama blinked a few times in disbelief. Huh? You can't possibly be serious. I'm trying to help. Now show me the layout and the proposal before I change my mind. After a brief, incredulous pause, Toyama hurried off to grab the paperwork. A layout in publishing speak is an outline of the magazine showing which articles will occupy which pages. Minorikawa gave it a quick once-over. finding that 12 of the pages were still blank and untouched. He wanted to punch whatever writers had been assigned to those pages. "See what I mean?" Toyama asked. I said, "It's hopeless." He seemed perversely proud of his failure. Getting enough material to fill 12 pages by 8 o'clock. Yeah, it was definitely a tall order, alright. Says who? Minorikawa replied. "Remember who you're talking to here." "You seriously think you could do it?" "You're joking, right?" Minorikawa shot back. "I seriously know I can do it. There's nothing in this world that I hate more than a bad joke." Yeah.
Why are you doing this for me?"
Toyama's getting misty-eyed. "I'm not doing it for you, you spineless wimp. I'm doing it for poor little Hana."
"Minorikawa, I'm so sorry."
Toyama bowed his head so deeply Minorikawa thought he might put his face to the floor. "Don't apologize to me. Apologize to your daughter."
"Oh, forgive me. Please forgive me, Hana."
Toyama clutched her tightly in his arms. The girl hugged him back on the verge of tears. "Hey now, enough of the waterworks. I've got your backs. Don't worry about a thing." Minorikawa picked up the draft proposal for the pages that needed filling. The word Shibuya Scuttlebutt Special. Shibuya Scuttlebutt Special were plastered across the cover sheet in big, bold type. Okay, so a 12-page special edition blog on Shibuya. Fair enough. And first on the docket, drink yourself thin with Burning Hammer. This reeked of a scam. The only way drinking more of something would make you lose weight would be if it were mixed with a laxative, probably. Still, there wasn't enough time to tweak the layout plan now. According to proposal write-up, a product demo was scheduled for 1 p.m. that day. The location printed on the map was blurry and hard to make out, but Minorikawa had a rough idea where it was. Oh, yo! Jacket! Hello, hello! Let's give you a raid video. My turn to get blasted in the face, that's right. Jagged, thank you for the raid. Sorry about your face, though. We are playing 428 Shibuya Scramble. Hello, John. How are you doing as well? Hope you're streaming well, Jacket. So, yeah, we're playing 428 Shibuya Scramble, which is a bunch of stories together that all intertwine with each other. Right now, we're on the story of Minorikawa. He was a writer who just saved his publisher friend from resorting to drastic measures for horrible debt that the company is in, and now we're going to help him by getting his company back on track. How you like them apples? I can't believe you got me. You turned the tables on me. Looks like he didn't have much of a choice but swing by in hopes of getting more material. Scan further along into the proposal. Society of surveillance. Hidden cameras installed throughout Shibuya. The rise and fall of Shibuya's vigilante squad. Where are they now? Washed up screenwriter showcase. Sexy squared to win shared top prize at local university beauty contest. Shibuya now. Black market organ trafficking in Shibuya. Shadowy foreign crime syndicate exposed. It was nice for a last minute decision. Okay, that works.
Those 7 pieces were to fill the 12 empty pages. That was the plan at any rate, but there wasn't enough material there to make headway. The Shibuya Now article didn't even have any proposed content. This sucked hardcore. Yeah, we have to help by 8 p.m. to get this guy's magazine filled up, otherwise he's sunk, and that's not good. It didn't look like there was much material for the rise and fall of Shibuya's vigilante squad either. Yay, black market organ trafficking, ooh woo. The note suggested that a few years prior, a group of youngsters in Shibuya banded together to help fight crime in their neighborhoods. At this point, however, things had flipped around completely and become a gang of street punks themselves. A turn to the dark side. It had the makings for an interesting article to be sure, but tracking down this gang would take time. Minorikawa was personally intrigued by the one about organ harvesting in Shibuya. The rumors that organs were being smuggled out of Southeast Asia and fenced locally at a tremendous price. There was even a plan to ascertain the authenticity of these claims. Fascinating. If Minorikawa was going to be spending all day gathering other material, though, he didn't have much time to spare for it. Shibuya Now, the rise and fall of Shibuya's vigilante squad. Black market organ trafficking, Shibuya? Minorikawa decided that one of these 3 would have to go. He thought about it long and hard as he stared at the draft proposal. There's a good chance he'd really screw himself over if he picked the wrong one. He decided to cut. Let's see, should we get rid of Shibuya Now? Which we have no idea what that means. Should we get rid of the rise and fall of Shibuya's vigilante squad story? Or should we get rid of the story about black market organ trafficking in Shibuya? I kind of want to keep the black market organ trafficking in Shibuya, just because it has a really long name that's hard to say. Don't you want me to cut the organ story? Cut the organs? Oh, don't let the public know. You're profiting from this, aren't you? They're not ready. I'm wise to your tricks. I feel like Shibuya Now is the correct answer because it's vague, so it might take up too much time. But you know what? We're gonna go with cutting the black market organ trafficking in Shibuya story, because we can always come back here when we find out we're wrong. It had the potential to be the most interesting, but getting the material would take way too long. His goal was just to make sure that the gossip made it to press at all. Society of Surveillance, where are they now? Sexy squared. Those 3 pieces of individual slate for interviews, but no appointments have been made with any of them. Unscheduled interviews were a dicey prospect, and Minorikawa decided to call them up on his cell as he made his way down the list. The only one he managed to get a hold of was Shinosuke Owarai from Where Are They Now piece. Former broadcast writer, has appeared in various popular variety shows on commercial network Sun TV. He currently heads up a small theater troupe known as the Wandering Angels operating out of Shibuya. Later today, the troupe is putting on a performance at Theater Ace in Sakura Gaukacho. He said he'd be willing to give a 15-minute interview after 2:30. Minorikawa sighed. You just have to get material from the others in a more impromptu fashion then. Putting his nose to the grindstone, he started throwing together a schedule for the day. Was it possible to get all that material and write it all up and still finish the whole thing by 8 o'clock? It was no use. No matter how he tweaked it, none of his simulations ended with him having a proof ready on time. Hello, Arya, how you doing? He just needed one more thing. One more thing. Did you vaccine, by the way? No? Disclose that on stream. And that was another writer. Minorikawa zoomed through his contacts list, calling up all the freelancers he knew. The results were depressing. Answering machines, overseas on business, in the hospital, currently doing time. What the heck? Who are these people you know? Got much done today, so pretty good. Nice, nice. Before long, he called everyone he could think of except for one. Novice freelancer Chiaki Iso. Oh man, we're calling in Chiaki. Chiaki was a bit of an odd duck, a reporter who was scared of talking to people. Minorikawa had never known anyone who became so hopelessly flustered in a one-on-one setting. In such a rattled state as to be unable to speak, Chiaki's tendency to become flustered is famous among her freelance writer colleagues. Once, she conducted an hour-long interview during which she only managed to ask her interview subject's name. Yet another chapter in the legend of hopelessly flustered Chiaki. Your given name is the one username you don't get to choose. That's true. If she couldn't talk to people, she certainly couldn't do interviews. And if she couldn't get any real interview content, she wouldn't be able to write much in the way of copy. Would she come to his aid if asked? Quite probably. The issue was whether she would hinder more than help. This was no time for beggars to be choosers. He decided to call up Chiaki. What he needs now were dependable folks he could count on. He decided to email all his contacts from back in his staff reporter days. Okay, so we know from before that when he sends out the email to all of his reporter friends, he accidentally CCs the doctor because he misspelled something. So the doctor comes here and spends the entire day here and wastes it. So I think that means that we have to call up Chiaki instead. We'll have to see. This is no time for beggars to be choosers. Minorikawa decides to call up Chiaki. Hey. Phone rang before sleepy voice answered. 1 second.
Hey.
There we go. There's Chiaki. Sounds only. It's Chiaki Iso. Hello? Chiaki, hi, it's Minorikawa. Are you free today? Huh? What? She seemed thrown by the abrupt question. Did you just wake up? No, I mean, well, yeah. Good morning. Her voice still sounded half asleep. Then I'm guessing you don't have any work slated for today, as usual. I gotta go do work because I'm being punished for having dreams. Oh, I'm sorry. Much luck. Much luck. I'm sorry that you have to keep doing, like, all these assignments. It's absolutely ridiculous. Pretty much. No work, no money, no food. Nothing to do except sleep. If I'm not awake, I can't dwell on how hungry I am. Oh, this is getting real. She didn't sound well, almost like she literally didn't have anything to eat. Well, I've got work for you. I'm over at 4-Star General Gossip. Get over here ASAP. What? You really mean it? That seemed to finally wake her up. Yeah, but hurry. Minorikawa decided to assign Chiaki to the Shibuya Now piece. I wanted to assign her to the organ harvesting one. Oh well. I want you to start by getting interviews off the street around Shibuya Station. Street interviews? Chiaki's always came out as a nervous squeak. Mr. Mino, street interviews really aren't a... Kid, you were just telling me how you couldn't afford to eat. Can you really afford to be so picky right now? I mean, I guess not. The piece is called Shibuya Now. Just interview at least 10 people and get me an article by 6 o'clock. Okay. Poor Chiaki. He quickly explained the kind of interviews he was after, then hung up. This isn't gonna go well. Okay, I got us another writer. We'll get through Toyama somehow. Toyama shrugged gloomily. Yeah, well, the thing is, there's actually one more problem. Are you kidding me? Norikawa couldn't hide the irritation in his voice. What is it now? The loan company is sending a debt collector over at 4 o'clock. But as you can imagine, I don't have a single yen to give them. That's less than ideal, yeah. So what's the plan? Well, they said provisionally that if the next month's issue gets published, they'll be willing to wait on repayment. Then there's no problem. The issue's coming out, guaranteed. But they're not going to take my word on that anymore. I'm going to need to prove it. If we could fill, say, half of the 12 pages by the time they show up, I could probably convince them. Alright, Minorikawa said wearily. So for starters, we need 6 pages by 4 o'clock. They had to get all 12 pages done as it was. That made a perfect midpoint to shoot for. Any other problems you'd like to let me know about? No, Toyama said. No, that's all. I really am sorry about this, Minorikawa. So it's 11:34 now, which means the doctor route is fixed. Again, he bowed his head low. Minorikawa felt distinctly awkward. He had known Toyama for years and had never been... God, I can't... I've never seen this word spoken. I've only seen it written. Kowtowed. Kowtowed? It means like having somebody just drag you along and make you do everything they need. Yeah, well, just let me handle it, alright? Minorikawa unfolded a map of Shibuya. The first order of business was deciding where to begin getting content. He marked the editing office with a circle, then considered where to head next. Diet drink sales demo. Where are they now? A Society of Surveillance in Dogenzaka. And Sexy Squared in the Midoriyama Academy, a university associated with Midoriyama High School. Notable alumni include famous actress Masami Nagahama and National High School Baseball Championship winning pitcher, the Tissue Prince. Its educational philosophy is summed up with its slogan, Words, Skill, and Beauty. A very high percentage of winners of the Miss Midoriyama contest go on to careers in the entertainment industry. And Shibuya Vigilantes, location to be determined. The diet drink sales demo was at 1 o'clock, and the interview with Shinosuke Owari for Where Are They Now was slated for 2:30, so the times were set. Question was, what to do in the interim? It's a little early, maybe you should go to the center guy and get an interview at the diet drink sales demo. It was a bit of a hike, but maybe you should go to Dogenzaka and check out Endo Electronics. That should make him run across Achi, I think. So let's try that. It's a bit of a hike, but let's go check out Endo Electronics. That should give him what he needed. Put together Society of Surveillance piece. Okay, I'm heading out. And don't even think about doing anything else stupid while I'm gone. Got it? Minorikawa hustled out of the editing office, hoping Toyama would take his admonition to heart. Exiting the building, he hopped into a taxi that was waiting outside. Thanks for waiting. Oh god, this guy's been here for an hour now? Can you get me to Dogenzaka ASAP? Son of a... Minorikawa bristled. I beg your pardon? That son of a gun, you want to give a piece of your mind, sir. Was he waiting for you, like, expected? Oh. Oh, yeah. And I damn well did give him a piece of my mind, too. Glad to hear it, sir. Taxi sped off. Okay, I like this guy. This is Misunderstanding Taxi. Minorikawa pulled out the proposal and looked it over again. The idea for the surveillance store revolved around the claim that the hidden cameras had been installed throughout Shibuya's shopping districts, upward of 500 of them. Supposedly, these had eliminated lots of blind spots and the crime rate in the area had dropped significantly. The cameras were managed by Daisuke Endo, the owner of Endo Electronics and chairman of the local downtown committee. Achi Endo is his son, I think, right? That was Minorikawa's first mission then. He needed to get this guy's story. Scanning the side of the road, Minorikawa finally spotted a rundown electronics shop. The sign out front, which looked like it might fall off at any moment, read Endo Electronics. Right here's fine. The taxi stopped and Minorikawa pulled a 10,000 yen bill from his wallet. Keep the change, he said. What? It's $100. Look, don't sweat it. The name's Minoru Minorikawa, and I'm a freelance writer. I care about two things, what's real and what's true. There's real worth to what you've done for me. That there's a token of my appreciation. It's not much, but please take it. Minorikawa slid out the taxi and headed for the electronics store. Inside, Endo Electronics looked more like a mountain of hoarded junk than actual business. Towering piles of ancient appliances stretched toward the ceiling. Old television sets with dial knobs leaned against computers with 5-inch floppy drives. I love that there's an explanation thing for this. God, I feel old. A storage medium for personal computers in production from 1976 to 2001. The magnetic discs are sheathed in paper or plastic jackets that are known for their tendency to flop around in one's hand. Technically speaking, they are 5.25 inches in diameter. Incidentally, Door, released in 1983, the debut title from this game's producer, Koichi Nakamura, was produced in a 5-inch floppy version. Just sticking yourself in the video game there. Alright. I hate that it has to give us an explanation for what a floppy drive is. Ugh. What possible use could there be for all this outdated stuff? Mr. Endo, are you in here? Minorikawa called out. No one came to greet him. The shop is definitely open, though. Surely the proprietor hadn't left unattended. Hey, Mr. Endo! Come on, I know you're in there. After a short wait, Minorikawa heard sounds in the living space behind the shop. A door opened to reveal a tired-looking middle-aged man. Yeah, what do you want? Are you Mr. Endo? Minorikawa asked. I am, the man said guardedly. And I'm sorry, but I'm in the middle of something at the moment. Could you come back tomorrow, or... Please, just give me a minute. I'm a freelance writer. Name is Minorikawa. Minorikawa showed Endo his business card. I'm writing an article for 4-Star General Gossip. Huh, a magazine piece, huh? Precisely, so if you could have just a little bit of your time today... The phone rang, cutting him off before he could get down to business. I'm sorry, you'll have to excuse me for a moment. Endo reached into the clutter and pulled out a telephone. Hello, Endo Electronics. The proprietor listened for a moment, then raised an eyebrow. Yeah, that's a problem, all right. All right, understood. I'll try and get a hold of the customer then. Endo set the receiver back down. What was that all about? Minorikawa asked. Oh, yesterday I sold a dry ice machine, and the manufacturer just called to let me know the model's defective. Defective? Apparently once it starts making dry ice, it won't stop. I need to tell the customer I have to recall the machine and refund their deposit. Please give me a moment. Endo sifted through some sales slips, read a number off one, and made a phone call. Nobody picked up on the other end, however. That's right, he grumbled to himself. He said he had some performance today. Performance? Minorikawa asked. I sold it to a guy from some theater troupe. Hey, we need to get a hold of them. They're called the Wandering Angels or something. Theater troupe run by Shinosuke Orai. This afternoon at 5:30 p.m. they're performing their 22nd piece, Au revoir. Right now, all of the actors are already at the theater except for Akiyomi Mando, who plays the rival of the main character Ryu. The angry production chief has sent his assistant to Mando's apartment, but he does not yet know what awaits him there. Continued in the Tale of the Wandering Angels episode 2. 6 episodes in all. I love that. The Wandering Angels? That was Shinosuke Orai's theater troupe. Minorikawa had an interview with him booked for 2:30. Anyhow, what can I do for you? Minorikawa hastily explained what he was after. Endo gave him a dubious look. As I said earlier, I'm a bit busy right now. Busy cleaning up, I hope. How do you get anything done in this mess? Why, are you this rude to all your interview subjects? 5 minutes! Just give me 5 minutes of your time, please! You gotta be joking. Go on, get the hell out of here. Endo headed for his back room in a huff. Fine, then I'll just have to write about what you've already told me. Namely, that Endo Electronics sells defective merchandise. Huh? What are you implying? Did you or did you not sell that theater troupe a defective piece of equipment? Look, I'm gonna get in touch with them as soon as... I'm betting they're in a hurry preparing for their performance. I doubt you'll be getting through to them today. Endo bit his lip. Now that I have your attention, Minorikawa said, let's make a deal. What kind of deal? I'm meeting with a member of the Wandering Angels a little later today. I can let them know about the dry ice machine for you. In exchange, all you have to do is give me my interview. Endo scowled. And where's your proof that you'll be meeting with the Wandering Angels? I might take advantage of a guy, but when he's down, Minorikawa replied. But one thing is I'm not a liar. The shopkeeper took a few moments to think about it. Fine, he grumbled. 5 minutes, that's all you get. Minorikawa whipped his notepad out of his coat like he was drawing a gun. Then let's get right down to it, shall we? Go right ahead. So I hear that over 500 surveillance cameras have been installed throughout Shibuya shopping districts. Yeah, that's right. Why so many? We used to have a lot of delinquents in town. Young people who act rowdy or cause trouble, often at arcades or convenience store parking lots, and who frequently resort to petty theft or other mischief, also referred to in more outmoded terms as ruffians or hoodlums, or ne'er-do-wells, or gadabouts. Angel said the word with marked distaste. Oh yeah, I remember there being some problem kids around. They're real punks. They vandalized my signs, made a mess of my storehouse. Yeah, we're just awful. I see. Minorikawa scribbled diligently in his notepad. Heck, my own son put together a sort of vigilante squad to help teach those punks a lesson. Wait, vigilante squad? Whoa, hold up right there for a second. Minorikawa jutted out his hand to interrupt. This guy's son was part of a vigilante squad? What a stroke of luck! Maybe he could also provide some info for the article on the gangs of Shibuya. Sorry, I don't mean to get too far off topic here, but could you tell me the name of this group your son belongs to? They call themselves SOS. We already saw this, but yeah. Originally a group of well-meaning young people who would get together downtown as sort of a vigilante squad trying to keep Shibuya clean and safe. In those days, the group never engaged in theft or other criminal activities. More recently, however, SOS has become one of the biggest gangs in Shibuya, resorting to defacing public property with graffiti, shoplifting, and shaking people down for cash. Pride themselves on being the top gang in Shibuya and all that. The top gang in Shibuya? Did I really just hit the jackpot right here? Not to pat myself on the back, but go me! All I have to do is step outside and the story finds me. I think I might be a natural at this. As it happens, I'd also like to interview people from SOS. Would you be able to put me in touch with your son? Yeah, sure. But you should know that my son isn't in the gang anymore. Oh man, we're switching stories. Sure, let's go back to Achi.